Hey guys, we are TDFR Associates. I'm Trip,
I'm Daniel.
Ferris.
I'm Reese.
and we're here to talk to you guys about Envision and how we can apply each of our future career paths to a specific project. And our project of choice is actually the Southgate Drive Interchange project here in Blacksburg. So we'll start off by talking about what is Envision actually. Envision is pretty much just a rating system and planning guide for sustainability practices within civil engineering projects. Somewhat like LEED, but more of just not an official thing. You can't really get this for projects yet, but it's more just like a decision-making guide and the purpose to improve green footprint on physical infrastructure on different civil engineering practices.
So starting off, it's good to start off with the traffic engineering aspect of it before we go into design. So this is just a table of the level of service as it relates to 2010 and then to 2040, whether or not we did build this interchange. And so at 2010, the existing conditions were at the AMB for level of service and then for PMD, which isn't very good. But if it continued without any signals or roundabouts placed, it would have impacted it and made the AMD and the PMF, which is not good at all. So with the signals at the AM and PM level are A and B, and with roundabouts and PM or C and D. So they went with the Diamond Interchange at the 2040 built with signals table. So that's with AM and PM being A and B, which is great. A lot better than what it is at 2010. This was prepared by MPO, which is the Montgomery Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, in cooperation with VDOT and FHA, as well as Virginia Tech. And it used a highway capacity software to analyze this data. And as it relates to Envision, as you can already tell, with less traffic means less greenhouse gas emissions, which is CR 1.1 for Envision.
So to handle this increase in traffic volumes, the solution they came up with is a diverging diamond interchange. And the purpose of these interchanges is to increase safety and increase the efficiency. And how they do that is they actually reroute traffic to the wrong side of the road temporarily to avoid turns across traffic. So that greatly increases safety, and they've done studies on existing diverging diamond interchanges, and it greatly increases efficiency as well, as opposed to typical diamond interchanges. So this is a photo of the finished Southgate Interchange project. As you can see, they've put a Hokie stone facade on the front to kind of welcome you to Virginia Tech. And as of right now, they don't have a connection on the western side of the interchange, but they left this open for future possibilities. Some other benefits of the project are that it eliminates the need to decrease the speed limit on 460 because of the red light that used to be there, and also eliminates stop traffic because of the same red light. So it allows traffic on 460 to continue at the original speed, greatly increasing the flow. Also, it drastically reduces the risk of T-bone crashes. For one, turns across traffic at the red light, that's one way, and also cars trying to pull out and beat traffic already traveling on 460. Those were two ways that T-bone crashes were quite common. Also, like I mentioned, it creates a very aesthetically appealing welcome monument to Virginia Tech. So anytime you're driving under this bridge, you see Virginia Tech and the really nice facade, and it's just a very warm welcome to the college campus. Also, it allows for future connection, as I said, to the western side of the interchange, and greatly increases overall efficiency of the traffic flow in this area. So if you were to apply Envision to this project, then you could say that the greater efficiency and the greater safety increases the overall quality of life.
So I wanted to talk about how Envision could be applied to the project from a project management standpoint. So project managers have the potential to influence the categories of Envision. And these categories are quality of life, leadership, resource allocation, the natural world, and climate and risk. And then some of the duties that project managers have on a typical construction project that could potentially influence these areas are planning, distributing resources, managing their staff, creating benchmarks throughout the project, managing the budget, and communicating with the subcontractors, vendors, and the client as well. And so they can use all of these duties to influence the project and improve the overall sustainability. So more specifically, project managers can influence the quality of life of a project through planning, such as PMs can minimize noise during early hours in the morning and weekends to avoid disturbing some of the local people. They can preserve the views and the local character of the area, which, as Reese said before, they did a good job of by including the Hokie Stone facade on the front, and also they did a good job of giving a good view of Lane Stadium and some of the other sports complexes on Virginia Tech's campus when you get off of the Diamond Interchange. Next is leadership. The job of the project manager is to be a leader on the construction site throughout the project, and they can do this by appropriately managing their staff. Next is resource allocation. By planning and optimizing resources and equipment used throughout the construction project, PMs can improve the overall sustainability by limiting emissions from things such as the trucks and other machinery that are being used. After that is the natural world. Through due diligence and appropriate resource allocation, the PMs can avoid disturbing the local habitat and follow appropriate stormwater management techniques. And then finally is climate and risk. They can do this by creating benchmarks throughout the project that promote reducing climate effects and risks on the construction site through their best management practices.
So since Daniel wanted to talk about the construction management side and the project management side of how Envision be applied to the Southgate Drive interchange, I wanted to focus more on the field aspect and how superintendents can improve their work within Envision as we can apply it to Southgate Drive. This is because superintendents are responsible for infrastructure being physically constructed. They're the ones out in the fields, telling the laborers, telling the workers what to do, where to go, how to do it safely, everything of that nature. And superintendents have the ability to influence all 5 of these categories because of this. And if superintendents are able to influence these categories and do it in a well fashion, they'll be able to better improve the sustainability practices of the project. So as we get into it, how can Envision be applied to Southgate Drive? As you can see by the picture, I worked on Southgate Drive project as an intern, so I kind of have a little bit of experience on how Envision could have been applied to this. So to start off with quality of life aspect for the Southgate Drive interchange, this affects everybody in Blacksburg. When you run on 460, as Reese talked about, the stoplight was a big hindrance on the road. It caused safety issues, it caused traffic delays. So once they were able to put in this new diverging diamond interchange up there, and we're located more towards the sport, the athletic side of campus, it leads to a better quality of life for everybody in Blacksburg by improving the traffic, as well as even getting a more scenic view when you enter into more pretty sights of Virginia Tech. Beyond that, there were room for improvement for collaboration and leadership within the Southgate Drive project, particularly when it came to the bridge submittals and stuff like that. It really pushed back the timeline on this project, and everybody knows that you improve your timeline and you're improving your sustainability by decreasing your footprint on the project. So if there were things that could have been done to improve the collaboration between Wagman, the bridge people, along with French Highways, who was in charge of this, it would improve the project timeline and later improve the collaboration and leadership of the project. Next, there were different sustainable materials and detention ponds used on the project to help with our resource allocation of the project. Things like bar material were used in place of fill where there was not enough cut to be used, as well as for better drainage purposes as well. And on top of that, there were also detention ponds that were used to better allocate the stormwater and any water that was run off from this project. So that's a little bit on the resource allocation. Beyond that, we could have improved like preserving farmland and wetlands. Over on the far side where we talked about the future connection that could have happened, the reason they didn't really connect anything right now is because there's a wetland there as well as farmland on the other side. So we had to make sure we were preserving those farmlands and wetlands to make sure they weren't that they weren't harming them now. Later on, maybe they can go on and fix all these issues and build out that way, but for now, the purpose was to preserve those farmlands and wetlands. And we did a fairly good job on that. I mean, there's always room for improvement. So Envision could have been applied in that aspect as well. And finally, we could have also improved the erosion and sediment control practices. I was out there a lot of times fixing silt fences and putting up some seeding, temporary seeding on dirt where it was sitting for too long. So just anything like that for climate risk we could have improved upon. But that's really all we have. You guys have questions, Mr. Cass over here can also help with the stoplight, but since there's nobody here, we're going to end it. So thank you guys.